Divisional round. All right. We find ourselves tied up. 5-1. 5-1. I'm going to give you score prediction. Seb's going to give you score prediction, rundown of the game, why we think that's going to happen. All right. This game I don't think needs much of an explanation. Texans and Chiefs. Take us away.
All right, I'll go and then you say it. So, Texans and Chiefs. Chiefs win 24-22. Clay Martin is the lead official in this game. Kansas City's undefeated, 6-0, and also won the one playoff game when Martin was the lead official for that game. Also, which was in 2021 divisional round against the Cleveland Browns.
They've lost how many playoff games?
Okay.
Like none. So I would think they're undefeated under any.
Point is, Clay Martin, when he's the lead official, Chiefs are 6-0. Okay? Chiefs are 8-point favorites at home. Haven't lost a game at home. The last time that they did was Christmas in 2023 to the Raiders. The Chiefs also beat the Texans at home recently in Week 16, which is super recent.
And the Bills were undefeated at home this year. Wow.
They beat this Texans team recently in Week 16, which wasn't that long ago. Granted, it was a close game, which this will be as well. What's it? Mahomes is the new Brady, the NFL's new golden boy. The NFL makes money when the Chiefs win, plain and simple. They have had 2 weeks of rest for the starters, and Hollywood Brown is back. That should open up the playbook a lot more. What's your take?
My take is that the Chiefs are two-time defending champions. They've never lost in the divisional round, ever. Patrick Mahomes has never, ever lost in the divisional round. He's always playing in the AFC Championship game. The only time he's lost is to Tom Brady in the AFC Championship game or in the Super Bowl. So he's going to make easy work of this 6th seed or 4th seed Texans team, the worst of all the division winners. I chose them last week, and I chose the Chargers last week against the Texans, and I'm going to do it again this week. The Chiefs are going to get this done. I think it's a lock. The Texans are 9-0 when holding opponents to under 21 points. Their opponents this week, the Chiefs, have scored under 21 points only 4 times this season. Out of 18 games, they've only scored under 21 4 times. And out of 5 of the last 7 games, they've scored over 21. So that statistic is dead. Patrick Mahomes, like I said, is undefeated in the divisional round. C.J. Stroud on the road is a total different quarterback than he is at home. He's averaging 97.5 less yards per game on the road than compared to at home. And he also averages 84.3 passer rating on the road, when at home he averages 89.6. So that's 5 points less, and it's almost 5.5 points less. He is not the same quarterback. I got the Chiefs winning this game, and my bold prediction is that the Texans don't score over 10 points. Okay? Chiefs are going to win this game 24-10.
10 points is crazy, but
so choose Texans point total under 10.5.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Do it like 12 or like 13. Don't do.
They ain't scoring over 10.
Commanders versus Lions. Okay, I was at the Commanders game versus the Bucks. That was 25-yard field goal, and then it was a doink. What? I mean, Baker Mayfield just had to fumble, bro. God.
He fumbled the bag.
Yeah, really bad.
They lost because of him.
So Commanders versus Lions is our next game for this Saturday. Lions win this game 31-23. It's going to be closer than people would think it is because the Commanders are actually a good team, as the Eagles already know that. Despite the Commanders putting together a remarkable season and performance last game versus the Bucks, this Lions team is just a better team, plain and simple. They are more rested. They are at home in Detroit, which that crowd is insane. And they have a stud of an offense. They are 9.5-point favorites at home. Okay, Jaden Daniels is doing what Stroud did last year, but at a higher level. But I think, going up against players like Antiloni, Smith, Zadarius Smith, they're going to be struggling, and Jaden Daniels will be struggling. The Commanders' O-line had trouble blocking recently. I was there. I saw it. They could not block, and they could not run the ball. So now they face Anto and Smith. Oh, man, come on. I just think the Lions are too strong for this Commanders team.
And they're rested.
I mentioned that. and they're more experienced, and they are Super Bowl favorites. I said it. They are my Super Bowl pick now.
I think they are actually favorites in all betting markets, too.
They are, yep.
Like, they have the best odds.
So, but Commanders fans, don't feel ashamed. The future is super bright for y'all, so I'd be excited if I was a Commanders fan. Trust me.
Gosh, you and the Commanders.
I was on the Commanders
I bet
side.
you were real torn watching your favorite team in the Bucs. I know the Patriots are your favorite team, but you got a little something for the Bucs. And then also your other pocket team and Commanders.
I was more happy for Christian, honestly. And Hail to DC! The chant stuck in my head, so, that was a big chant.
Did you have a good time at the game?
I had a great time.
Did Christian have a good time at the game?
Christian had a great time.
Was he loud?
Yeah.
All right. So, it's pretty plain and simple. One team is on a whole nother stratosphere than the other. Okay, like Seb just mentioned, the Commanders were lucky to win that game. I knew it would be close. I didn't know it would come down to a doink. My prediction was 27-28, but the doink, that's pretty crazy, and I'm glad you got to witness that.
I called it on the way there. I'm like, guys, this is going to end in a doink. Like a doink's happening in this game, and they're like, shut up, Seb. Well, it happened.
Oh! That's what it sounded like in the video I saw that these guys sent me. They're like, oh! All right, guys. So the Lions are 6-2 versus playoff teams, where their opponent, the Commanders, are 1-4 versus playoff teams. 2-4 if you want to count the Bucs. All right. Last 5 games for the Commanders have been decided by the final play of scrimmage. They've either won in overtime or they won by a field goal in the last 5 straight games on the final play of the game. That is a streak that is bound to break against a number 1 seeded team. This number 1 seeded team also has the number 1 ranked scoring offense, averaging 33.2 points per game. They've scored 31 plus points in each of their last 5 games. All right. The Commanders have a very well orchestrated offense, and they average 28.2 points per game, which is ranked 5th. So my bold prediction for this game is over 55, which is a pretty high total. It's in the Lions Stadium. I think it's going to go over 55.
I also have a bold prediction. Amon-Ra St. Brown over 65 receiving yards. Every game before every game he reads the list of 16 receivers that were taken before him.
That was one of my points. Keep going.
The one taken before him was Damani
Brown.
Yeah, Damani Brown. So I did have it right. Who he goes up against this game, that is enough motivation for me. Mike Evans had 92 yards on 7 receptions and 1 touchdown. All happened in front of me. I got that on video. Evans versus Lattimore.
You were happy to see that.
Oh, man, I was so happy.
That's your boy.
So, Amon-Ra averages 11 yards per reception and is coming off a 1,263-yard season with 12 touchdowns. So, Lattimore is facing another 1,000-yard receiver. What happened last time he faced a 1,000-yard receiver? The buddy almost had 100 yards on him. Scored a touchdown on him in the red zone in front of me. And it's a playoff game for Detroit team with Super Bowl aspirations versus Lattimore. That is not on the team that is Super Bowl contenders. So, Amon-Ra over 65. Honestly, 80 yards might be even safe. But 65.
Well, you can buy it down to 75, so I think it's definitely going to go over 75. Another thing that's big with this is the Washington run defense is ranked 31st, giving up 4.9 yards per carry. And the Lions get David Montgomery back. And they run the ball the most in the league. So I think this is a matchup nightmare for the Commanders. And the Lions are going to win this game 38-27. It is going to be a shootout. And I'm glad he said the Amon-Ra thing because I saw that and I was like, yeah, Damani Brown was the last receiver taken before Amon-Ra. He wants to make sure he balls out. And he said that. So that was good.
So Amon-Ra St. Brown over 65. Hit it with the Lions money line. And I guess you could also throw the Chiefs some money.
So it looks like we're going to be 7-1 after this day. But let's see if we have a different take on Sunday.
See y'all.
Peace.
All right.